What if the vitamin you take before bed, the one you believe is protecting your heart, your bones, or your brain is quietly setting a trap inside your body? No warning, no pain, just one morning you wake up and something's wrong. Your balance is gone. Your speech slurs. One arm won't lift. And just like that, your life changes forever. As a brain doctor, I've seen too many seniors who did everything right. They exercised, ate their veggies, took their vitamins religiously. But one mistake, one small capsule taken at the wrong time, triggered something they never saw coming: a stroke in their sleep. If you're over 60, this isn't just another health video. This is your wake-up call, because tonight could be different. And if you're over 60 and still believe in healing, subscribe now. This might change your life. In 2022, a study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association revealed something that stunned the medical community: high doses of certain fat-soluble vitamins, especially when taken at night, may sharply increase the risk of stroke in older adults. The reason these vitamins like vitamin D and E don't flush out easily. Instead, they build up in your bloodstream, influencing calcium levels, blood pressure, and the flexibility of your arteries, especially while you sleep, when your body's regulation slows. Worse still, over 65% of adults over 60 take daily supplements without consulting their doctor. And most never question when or how they're taking them. This isn't just a theory, it's a pattern. And it's putting millions of older adults at risk, quietly and overnight. And now, let's count down the top 8 things you need to stop doing before it's too late. We're 8. Taking vitamin D at night. You've probably heard this before. Vitamin D is good for your bones. And it's true in moderation, it is. But here's the part almost no one tells you, especially if you're over 60. Taking vitamin D at night could quietly raise your risk of stroke. Let me explain. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium. But when you take high doses, especially late in the day, your body may push that calcium into your bloodstream instead of into your bones. And during the night when your metabolism slows, that extra calcium can settle where it doesn't belong: your arteries. Imagine trying to pump water through a hose that's stiff and narrowed. That's what your brain's blood vessels go through. The result? Higher blood pressure, hardened arteries, and an increased risk of blood clots, the perfect storm for a stroke while you sleep. A patient of mine, Mr. Walter, was 74 and disciplined to a fault. Took his 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule every evening with dinner. Thought he was doing everything right. One morning, he woke up and couldn't move his right arm. He tried to speak, but the words didn't come out. It was a stroke. His blood work showed calcium overload. The trigger: vitamin D toxicity. How to fix it? If you're taking more than 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily, stop and get your levels checked. Most seniors don't need megadoses. And always take it in the morning, never before bed. Mistake to avoid: don't combine high-dose vitamin D with calcium supplements or heart medications without medical guidance. It's not more is better. It's just enough is life-saving. If you're nodding because this sounds like you or someone you love, you're not alone. And this is just the beginning. Number 7. Taking vitamin E with blood thinners. Vitamin E, it's often called the heart helper. You've probably seen it on labels promising better circulation and memory support, or even youthful skin. But here's the hard truth. If you're taking blood thinners, vitamin E might not be helping your heart. It might be bleeding your brain. Vitamin E acts like a natural anticoagulant. That means it slows your blood's ability to clot. And while that can sound like a good thing for heart health, when combined with common medications like warfarin aspirin or Plavix, it becomes a dangerous cocktail. Let me tell you about Mrs. Evelyn Brooks. She was 81, sharp as a tack, and loved her crossword puzzles. She was on a stable dose of warfarin for a heart valve condition. Everything was in balance until she read about vitamin E and decided to add 800 IU daily to help her memory. 3 weeks later, she collapsed at her kitchen table with a piercing headache and slurred speech. The scan showed a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding in the brain, not from a fall, not from high blood pressure, but because her blood was simply too thin to clot. Here's what many don't realize. The recommended daily intake of vitamin E for seniors is just 15 mg, or about 22 IU. Yet most supplements offer 200, 400, even 1,000 IU per capsule, often with no warning for those on medication. How to fix it. If you're on any blood-thinning medication, check your supplements. Speak to your doctor before taking any dose of vitamin E. And never assume natural means harmless. Mistake to avoid: don't stack supplements. Multivitamins often already contain some vitamin E. Adding more on top without supervision. That's playing roulette with your brain. If this struck a nerve, you're not alone. So many seniors take vitamins to help themselves, never realizing they might be doing harm. Number 6. Overdosing on vitamin B6 for nerve support. You walk into a pharmacy. There's a shiny bottle labeled brain booster or nerve support. You flip it over and see vitamin B6 promising clarity, memory, energy, even balance. So you take it. Maybe every day, maybe for months. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Too much vitamin B6 can quietly damage your nerves, and sometimes that damage is permanent. Let me introduce you to Mr. Harold Jenkins. He was 76, a retired truck driver from Kansas. Big smile, big hands, steady as they come. Until one day he started tripping over rugs. Then came the numbness in his feet, the tingling in his fingers, the feeling like the ground was moving beneath him. At first he blamed age, arthritis maybe, or circulation. But when he fell in the bathroom and couldn't get up, his wife brought him to me. I looked at his supplement list. There it was, a nerve support formula with 100 mg of vitamin B6 per tablet. He was taking 2 a day, 200 mg daily. That's over 10 times the upper safe limit. Unlike some vitamins, B6 doesn't always flush out. In older adults, it can accumulate in tissues, damaging the protective layer around your nerves, like stripping the insulation off electrical wires. The results: numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, shaky balance, even memory issues. How to fix it? Most seniors only need 2 to 10 mg of B6 per day, and you can often get that through food. If you're taking a supplement labeled for brain or nerve support, read the fine print. Look for pyridoxine HCl or vitamin B6 and check the number. Anything over 50 mg daily should be flagged for review. Mistake to avoid: don't assume more equals better. With B6, more can mean nerve damage slowly creeping in and hard to undo. If this speaks to your story, tell us in the comments below. Seniors around the world are listening. Number 5. Doubling up on vitamin A for vision and skin. You've probably heard this since childhood. Vitamin A is good for your eyes. And yes, it's true. In the right amount, vitamin A supports vision, immunity, even skin health. But here's what they don't tell you. Too much vitamin A doesn't just strain your liver, it can quietly raise pressure inside your skull, mimicking a stroke. Let me take you into the life of Miss Dorothy Simmons. She was 79, a retired piano teacher from Oregon. Elegant, soft-spoken, and independent. She took pride in staying sharp, and for 5 years, she took a high-dose skin and eye supplement with 10,000 IU of vitamin A daily. She never missed a dose. Then came the headaches, the blurry vision, the dizziness, and finally the terrifying moment her speech slurred and her right leg gave out. Her family feared the worst stroke, but scans showed no clot, no bleeding. Instead, she had a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, a buildup of pressure inside the brain. The culprit: vitamin A toxicity. Here's the science: vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it stores in your liver and brain. Unlike vitamin C, it doesn't flush out. Over time, especially in older adults whose liver slows down, it can build up to dangerous levels, putting pressure on delicate veins in the brain. The symptoms mimic a tumor or stroke: headaches, vision loss, confusion, slurred speech. How to fix it? Most seniors don't need more than 2,500 to 3,000 IU of vitamin A daily, and that includes what you get from food. If you're taking a multivitamin plus an eye health or anti-aging formula, you could be doubling or tripling your intake without realizing it. Mistake to avoid: never layer supplements. Always check for retinol, beta-carotene, or preformed vitamin A. And talk to your doctor if you've been on high-dose vitamin A for more than a few months. Miss Dorothy told me through tears I thought I was helping my eyes. I never imagined I'd be hurting my brain. Number 4. High-dose niacin for heart health. If you've been told to watch your cholesterol, chances are you've heard about niacin, also known as vitamin B3. It's been marketed for decades as a natural way to support heart health, lower LDL, and boost circulation. But here's the dangerous twist. In high doses, niacin can trigger sudden swings in blood pressure and even cause a stroke. Let me introduce you to Mr. Frank Miller, 82, a retired postman from Florida. He walked every morning, ate light, took pride in managing his blood pressure, and every evening he took a cholesterol support supplement with 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving. He took it twice a day. That's 2,000 milligrams daily, over 60 times the amount most seniors actually need. Then came the symptoms. His face flushed and burned, his chest pounded at night, dizziness, sweating. One morning, he couldn't speak for 2 minutes, then recovered. A mini stroke or TIA, a warning shot from his brain. The reason high-dose niacin dilates your blood vessels rapidly, that's why your skin flushes. But shortly after, the same vessels snap back and constrict. That yo-yo effect stresses your heart, raises your blood pressure, and reduces blood flow to your brain, and it gets worse. Even so-called flush-free or extended-release niacin can have the same impact over time, sometimes silently. How to fix it? If you're taking niacin in amounts over 50 mg a day, especially for cholesterol or energy, talk to your doctor immediately. In older adults, high-dose niacin should only be used under strict medical supervision. Mistake to avoid. Don't fall for labels that say natural cholesterol support or heart formula without checking dosage. Niacin isn't inherently bad, but megadoses in older adults are dangerous. Mr. Miller told me, "Doc, I thought I was protecting my heart. I didn't know I was gambling with my brain." And he's not alone. 3. Combining multivitamins. Without reading the label. We've all done it. A multivitamin in the morning, an energy blend in the afternoon, a sleep or bone health capsule before bed. Each one seems harmless. After all, they're just vitamins. Right. But here's what too few people realize. Stacking supplements without reading the label is like mixing medications without knowing the dose. And for older adults, it can quietly lead to vitamin overload, toxicity, and serious side effects, like high blood pressure, confusion, nerve pain, or worse, a stroke. Let me share the story of Mrs. Leona Gray. She was 77, active in her community, and fiercely independent. She took a daily multivitamin, a joint support blend, and a brain clarity capsule she bought online. Nothing seemed unusual until she started forgetting words, then lost her balance getting off the bus, then fainted. Her tests showed elevated vitamin A, B6, and niacin levels, all well beyond safe limits. Here's what happened. Each product on its own seemed fine, but together they created a toxic cocktail. The multivitamin already had 100% of her daily needs. The brain formula added another 500% of B6. The joint supplement, full of niacin and vitamin D. No one told her these stack. No one told her the danger of overlapping doses. How to fix it. If you're taking more than one supplement, stop and check the labels. Add up the totals, especially for fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, and high-dose B complexes. Less is often more when it comes to brain and heart health in older adults. Mistake to avoid: never assume different bottles mean different ingredients. Supplement brands often use the same base, and megadoses are easy to miss. Mrs. Leona looked me in the eye and said, "I thought I was doing something good for my health. I didn't know I was flooding my body." If you've got a drawer full of capsules, this message is for you. There's 2. Taking supplements on an empty stomach or at night. It seems like a small detail. You pop your vitamins first thing in the morning with coffee, or maybe you save them for bedtime thinking it'll work while you sleep. But here's the truth. When you take supplements at the wrong time or on an empty stomach, your body can't process them properly. And worse, they can turn against you. Let me explain. Your digestion slows at night. Your liver, kidneys, and blood pressure all shift into a resting state. So when you swallow high-dose vitamins, especially fat-soluble ones like A, D, E, and K, your body may mismanage absorption. Instead of distributing them safely, it may dump excess into your bloodstream. That means calcium buildup, blood pressure spikes, and even disrupted sleep or nighttime heart strain. I saw this in Mr. Alonzo Reed, 75, quiet and kind former school janitor. He'd been taking a senior multivitamin and a high-dose vitamin D pill right before bed, thinking it would help overnight. But every morning, he woke up dizzy, sometimes with chest tightness. His blood pressure was highest, first thing in the morning, a known stroke risk factor. We ran his labs, elevated calcium vitamin D, overload, and poor overnight blood pressure regulation. The timing was the trigger. How to fix it. Take your vitamins with food, ideally in the morning or early afternoon. That's when your metabolism is strongest and your body can absorb nutrients more safely and efficiently. Never take fat-soluble supplements late at night unless directed by your doctor. Mistake to avoid: don't mix supplements with caffeine antacids or take them before sleep. These interactions can change absorption, irritate your stomach, or raise nighttime cortisol. Mr. Reed switched his routine. Within 2 weeks, his dizziness disappeared. He smiled and said, "Turns out timing was everything." And it truly is. The first one, assuming natural means safe. This might be the most dangerous belief of all. It's just a vitamin. It's natural. It can't hurt me. But here's the truth, and I say this as a doctor who's seen the fallout firsthand: nature can be powerful, and power, when misunderstood, becomes a threat. Let me tell you about Mrs. Carol Mendoza. She was 80, vibrant, full of life, loved gardening, church, her grandchildren. She didn't trust big pharma, so she turned to nature supplements, teas, herbal blends. At one point, she was taking over a dozen natural capsules daily, many marketed to seniors: circulation support, immune boost, memory clarity, and anti-inflammatory blend. She believed they were safe because they were natural. Then came the headaches, the insomnia, the moment she couldn't remember how to get home from the store. By the time she reached my office, her liver enzymes were elevated, her blood pressure was spiking, and her kidneys were under strain. We discovered overlapping ingredients: high doses of ginkgo, vitamin E, niacin, and unregulated herbs, all marked natural, but with potent drug-like effects. And here's the key point. Natural doesn't mean neutral. Hemlock is natural. So is arsenic. So is snake venom. The FDA doesn't regulate supplements the way they do pharmaceuticals. That means doses can vary wildly. Interactions aren't always listed, and claims on the label can be misleading. How to fix it. Treat every supplement with the same respect you would a prescription drug. Ask what's in it. What does each ingredient actually do? What happens if I combine this with my medications? And most importantly, bring your full supplement list to your doctor or pharmacist. Even the natural ones. Mistake to avoid. Don't fall into the trap of thinking nature is always gentle. Sometimes it's incredibly strong, and your body, especially over 60, is more sensitive than ever. Mrs. Mendoza said to me, "I trusted the label more than I trusted my body's signals. I won't make that mistake again. Neither should you." Let's flip the script for a moment. We've spent this entire countdown revealing hidden dangers in common vitamins, and rightfully so. The wrong ones in the wrong doses at the wrong time can wreak havoc on your body, especially after 60. But here's the twist. In the effort to avoid harm, many seniors are unknowingly avoiding healing. There's one vitamin, let's call it the black sheep of the supplement aisle, that many older adults fear. They've been told it's useless, dangerous, or only for young people. But mounting research now shows that vitamin K2 may be one of the most protective, restorative nutrients for your heart, bones, and brain, especially in your later years. Shocking, isn't it? Because for years, vitamin K, especially K2, has been misunderstood. People confuse it with K1, the blood-clotting vitamin. They think it causes strokes when in fact it may help prevent them. Let's unpack this. Vitamin K2 plays a key role in calcium regulation. That means it helps keep calcium out of your arteries where it doesn't belong, and in your bones and teeth where it does. Think of it as a traffic cop guiding calcium away from your brain's blood vessels and toward your skeletal system. Here's why it matters. As you age, calcium tends to migrate to soft tissues, especially when you're taking vitamin D without balance. This leads to stiff arteries, higher blood pressure, and an increased risk of stroke. But K2, it may be your secret weapon. A 2015 study from the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who consumed higher amounts of K2 had 50% less arterial calcification and significantly lower risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. So, why don't more people take it? Because it's not in most multivitamins. It's not advertised. And because of the confusion with vitamin K1, many doctors don't recommend it or even test for it. Let me tell you about Mr. Lawrence Fields. He was 78, had osteoporosis, borderline high blood pressure, and was taking 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily. His doctor never mentioned K2. After watching his blood pressure creep upward and calcium levels rise, we added MK7, a form of vitamin K2, to his routine with food in a modest 90 mcg dose. Within months, his calcium levels normalized, his blood pressure steadied, his bone scan even showed slight improvement. He told me, "It felt like my body finally figured out what to do with all the calcium I was giving it." That's what balance does. So here's the twist. You may have been so focused on avoiding bad vitamins, you forgot to look for the missing piece, the nutrient your body actually needs to heal. Vitamin K2 isn't for everyone. If you're on blood thinners, you must consult your doctor. But for many older adults, it may be the bridge between protection and restoration. So, the next time you look at your supplements, ask not just what am I taking too much of, but also what am I missing? You've just uncovered what most doctors won't tell you in a rushed 10-minute visit. Not because they don't care, but because the truth is buried under assumptions that vitamins are always safe. That more is better. That natural means harmless. But now, you know better. Your body, even after 60, 70, or 80, is still capable of healing. It doesn't need megadoses, miracle pills, or mystery blends. It needs balance, awareness, and respect for how your biology has changed with time. If this message resonated with you, if you've ever stood in your bathroom holding a bottle wondering if it's helping or hurting, let today be your turning point. Clean out that cabinet, read the labels, talk to your doctor with new clarity, and trust this, you are not broken. You are rebuilding. Your health journey doesn't end at 60, it begins with understanding. And every day you learn, you take back more control. If you believe healing has no age limit, subscribe. If you believe your brain, your heart, and your legs still have more life to live, share this with someone you love. Together, let's age with wisdom and walk stronger.